I'm now joined by our resident business analyst, Clive Ramatibela-Smith from eNCA Investments, and he gives us some insights on how Africa can profit significantly from social media. Clive, always a pleasure having you in studio with us. Thank you as always.
An absolute pleasure, Florence. Thank you.
Now, why is social media so important for both business and government in Africa? And if you don't link yourself up with social media, are you in danger of being irrelevant?
I don't think you're in danger of being irrelevant. You're just in danger of being in the times. And everybody loves the times, Florence. We want to know what's happening. We want to be what they call nowadays, it's a new term, it's called be in the know. So you have to understand the kind of environment that you're in and how you actually approach. For example, for business, I'd be interested in finding out how do I approach my customers? How do I convince them to come to my store? Why is it that I should understand the profiling of my client? It's key things that are absolutely important to an entrepreneur if they want to actually lure those clients to come to them. So those things, those aspects have become very, very important. And the only way you can actually categorize these guys is having some sort of platform where they express themselves and tell you exactly how they feel. And if you can do that successfully, then you are able to actually identify the areas of improvement within your business that you need to concentrate on, and those obviously that you're doing well on, which is a good indicator and a measurability that you can input in your business, making you successful.
Now, Social Media Week has just kicked off in Lagos. What are the most important issues delegates should focus on, and why is there a need for such a week, of Social Media Week?
Social Media Week, in actual fact, is about 6 years in the making. So it's been there for 6 years, and the main purpose for it in Africa as a whole is to try and identify areas of growth within the South African market, or African market rather, and understanding the type of client that comes to you. And it also gives you an indication of the new things that are up and happening in the technological space. Mm-hmm. For example, you want to understand how many people are texting, if there's still people who text. Do you still text, Florence? Yes. Oh, right, okay. So everybody else has moved on to WhatsApp. Sorry about that. So I've got a very smart phone. It's not smart, actually. I call it an intelligent phone because it just does the basics, which is just call and receive calls, which is very important, by the way. But phones have changed. You know, they've become sources of marketing. They've become sources of sales. They become an relational platform for people to be able to express themselves, to share their thoughts, and that is a marketing tool you can use as an entrepreneur to manipulate your product, to try and see who is actually interested in you. It's actually very good if you're trying also to want to date sites. I've seen some few date sites. I'm not saying I've seen a picture of you, Florence, but there has been, some few date sites there that help, and you can access them on social media. So what is the purpose? The purpose is to integrate business versus social media, making it easy for entrepreneurs to prosper. And I think it's a fantastic idea.
Now, of course, you're speaking about all the pros when it comes to social media, but social media does also pose some risks. Tell us about those too.
Yeah, you can go back now and think about the Arab Spring that was basically a social template that was sent around a few youth members in Libya and created a sparkle. And we had a government being overthrown via social media. So those are kind of negatives that make people think, oh dear, maybe I should not go there. Because, for example, if you decide tomorrow you not want to buy anything from a certain store, I'm not going to mention names, then you can influence everybody around you not to go and buy that stuff. So that is the negativity side, the negative side of it. And that's why it's important to guys to understand the kind of tapestry that takes place within the social media space. If you're going to go at it, you have to be very careful. You have to make sure that you're clean, your back is clean before you actually start using those particular tools. And that's why there's been a lot of criticism, or rather critics against using social media. You know that with Facebook, it took a long time before they started marketing other products on their platform, even though they're 10 years today. But the idea of them allowing people to do advertising is something so totally different.
Which companies are leading the social media revolution in Africa going forward, when you take a look?
Yeah, unfortunately, most of them are actually American-based companies that enter the African market via that particular channel. So, for example, you look at the minute you start typing in your Google, you say Coca-Cola, they'll give you videos, clips and everything in advertising. The minute you click Pepsi, and then you'll see all sorts of video. But everybody's taken it. The automobile, Mercedes-Benz, BMWs, they've all taken the media platform as something that they can use to get to the end client. There was a nice and interesting interactive competition I got involved with when I was doing my marketing. And this is when a new company came to South Africa to sell cars. And what they did was they did an ad running on prime time on television. And what you had to do is text whatever number you see on the ad to that particular place, and then you will get a free test drive, including the fact that you'll be getting an advanced driving license approved. So which was a fantastic thing, and it got a lot of hits. People wanted to do advanced driving. It's sad that today I'm speaking to you and I'm still upset about Johannesburg drivers, but the point of the matter is it worked. It created a thought in the mind, and it made people take action. And so that's why business loves social media, because you can interact people on a level that you will not be able to even if you're just doing simple advertising.
Know more about your world. eNCA.com